Hi, baby. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into love relationships. Whether you are single or whether you're in a relationship or you're just loving on yourself, we are going to be connecting with the energies that you need to hear the most right now. We do have 3 different messages to choose from. I'm going to be live shuffling and channeling. It just works better for me that way, and is ultimately will end up being better for you because you'll get more from me, out of me, and from our time. So feel free to allow yourself to gravitate to any one of the piles. This is the message number 1, message number 2, message number 3. And if you love channeled messages, I shuffle and pull tarot cards and channel messages for my small collective in my Behati Love Notes membership. It's members only, similar to Patreon, as well as do full astrological breakdowns every single day, daily, except Sundays for the members there. I will have the links down below. And one last message before I dive into the messages. Do know that I am going with the flow. I don't like to heavily edit my videos. I do have my cat here. Her name is Lolly. She's actually coming along the side right now. I invited her in today, which I rarely allow her to do because she's my little invasive weed. She likes to get in on everything. We call her the inspector. So you will see her. Also, she likes to watch the birds, and you'll see them typically. No, Lolly. She actually caught a bird yesterday, so there's that. Anyway, I'm sending you guys all of my love. Let's go ahead and give you some time to connect with the messages, and I will see you at your time stamp. All right, my love. So if you chose the first card, this is your reading. Let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to be shuffling live for you. When it comes to your love life, romance, what is it that you need to hear? The message you need to hear right now. Let's see. Your cards don't want to come out. So I'm wondering if you are shy. You got the number 6 though, for sure. I keep seeing the number 6 for this pile. Okay, let's go ahead and see. We have the King of Cups. Oh, 2 of Cups, 8 of Swords, speaking of shyness. 6 of Cups, interesting. 5 of Pentacles. And the Hermit card. Speaking of shyness, really interesting. I'm wondering if someone here is thinking of someone of the past, definitely with the 6 of Cups showing up here. A past connection. If you are single, you know what? It doesn't even matter if you're single or in a relationship. It's like thinking about how someone of the past or how things once were. The King of Cups is a wonderful card to get when it comes to relationships and love, because this person is very in tune to their emotions. And they're excellent to be in a relationship with because they are sensitive, they're intuitive, they're kind, they're gracious, They are kind, considerate, thoughtful, excellent listeners, comforting, comfortable. It's a really cozy, comfortable relationship. It's interesting to me that the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups is showing up, and the Five of Pentacles, because to me, this is about reflecting on how things were, like how things once were, or a relationship where the traits of this person were highlighted. If you have not experienced this type of love with someone before, I definitely see a craving or a need or the manifestation of someone where it starts off as a friendship first and then develops into something more significant. If that is the case, right? If this is someone that you're about to attract, the anxiety and the shyness that it is that you are experiencing is, or that you will be experiencing, has a lot to do with not breaking up, like not ruining a good thing. Let's say you fall in love with a friend, right? Let's say you fall in love with a friend that you had no intention of falling in love with. The concern that I'm seeing here is, again, not trying to ruin what you guys already have. If this is not you, then this is the other person's energy, not wanting to destroy a good thing. And for some of you guys, you're asking yourself, how could you destroy a good thing if you guys have a good foundation, for love? And that's a really good question, right? Like a lot of healthy relationships come from a place of being built on friendship and then establishing it, from that space, right? Sorry, I'm starting to channel too. I just really get a strong sense here with the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles and the Hermit card. Someone here is asking themselves, is it worth me pursuing? Because they definitely feel like it's worth pursuing. They just don't want to mess up a good thing. I don't feel like this person feels like that they will do something wrong. I just think it's a past history of watching relationships kind of tumble or crash and burn, and just not wanting to lose a friend in this situation. If you're already in a relationship, the love message that I'm getting here is going back to a place of friendship and connection and highlighting that part of your life. I am getting a strong sense with the Five of Pentacles, Eight of Swords, and the Hermit card that sometimes in love relationships, regardless of how long you guys have been together, life sometimes just comes in and hits. You're living life side by side and you don't realize how much time passes, and sometimes you forget how to come together in a way that is not tackling problems. You know what I mean? Like, it's needing to go back to square one. It's needing to go back to romancing each other. It's needing to go back to making sure that you know that your partner is listening to you. It's making sure that you're not assuming things about the relationship or about your partner and relearning each other again. That's really what I'm getting with the Hermit card and the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, is working on rebuilding the bond. Not that the bond was broken, but making sure that you guys are continuing to grow together is going to help you to strengthen your relationship, instead of as you're growing, you end up growing apart. So there's a really strong need of coming back together. And the good news is that this person, or both of you guys, with the King of Cups, is very receptive to coming together, to romance. I also am getting a really strong message here that for someone here that's been in a relationship, you don't want to assume or have expectations that things are going to be romantic all the time. Again, like the realness of life is amongst us, and if you assume or expect life to be romantic, you can set yourself up in your relationship for failure, especially if there's responsibilities, work, things, duties, obligations that you guys have to take care of individually and together as a couple. So this is about trying to reflect and try to find ways to infuse softness and love and romance and connection, even in the day-to-day monotonous tasks that we take on. That's going to help strengthen your relationship. If you are someone who is not in a relationship and single but not trying to mingle, why are you here? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Because this is a love. Sorry, I just like to joke with myself. Yeah, this is a love relationship reading. What I love about this is you may be coming into like love with yourself more than you have before. It's you know what I'm getting is like an innocent love. Like, instead of looking at yourself like passionately, like, dang, I look good, you know, or I love this, my fire, I love my energy, it's more like falling in love with and enjoying and appreciating the tiny little quips, like little quirks that you have about yourself, and pouring into the places within yourself that may be neglected, or traits that you may not necessarily see as a positive. For example, let's say you're someone who is very talkative, and it just seems like in social settings, you, as talkative as you are, you have an interesting sense of humor, and you tend to, quote unquote, say the wrong things, offend people, or there's always awkward moments. You may walk away from those engagements, those interactions, and be like, why did I say that? Like, open mouth, insert foot. In this case, it's more that Spirit is trying to encourage you to fall in love with those parts of yourself that are very quirky, and also realize that not everybody is going to be your cup of tea. You know, you might be someone's shot of whiskey. You are your own shot of whiskey, right? So you're here to be authentic and to be yourself. You're not here to be everybody's best friend or to appease and appeal to everyone. And I feel like the Two of Cups is you coming, like you linking up with the parts of yourself that do have a little quirk and a little twist to them. The King of Cups to me represents someone who emotionally and energetically just loves unconditionally regardless. And I feel like that's your path right now, is to loving yourself unconditionally. Let me go ahead and shuffle from the Romance Angels cards, and let's see. Also, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're single, I think that message applies to you. The one that I just said. Wow, I just love doing this, because when I'm in the moment, I always have these like bursts of gratitude where I'm just like, oh my goodness, like what a blessing to be able to sit and talk. The cat wants to get in the room with me, but that's not happening. Okay, romantic feelings. Yeah, stay optimistic about your love life and new love. Yeah. So I really love this because, again, it's funny, like the new love and the stay optimistic about your love life. This is bringing me back to what I was saying initially, regardless if you're single or in a relationship, which it's like finding new love. Regardless, finding new love, whether you're in a relationship, finding new things to love about your partner, finding new things to discover about your partner. If you are single, this is something that stirs those romantic feelings, that's brand new and exciting and is worth getting like optimistic and excited about, like worth exploring. And I also feel, regardless if you're in a relationship, new or old or single and ready to mingle or not, it's about falling in love and finding things to love about yourself and about life, stirring those feelings again. That's really what life, one of the main things that I think that life, why we're here in life, is to continue to discover and to explore ourselves. So oh my God, I'm like so excited to shuffle from this deck, which is Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. I haven't used this deck in forever, so I'm very stoked to get into it. Let's see. Wow. Again, I'm having a wave of overwhelming gratitude, which I love, because that's always Spirit's way of being like, Jess, you're doing exactly what we asked you to do. You're in the right place. I know that it's hard for you. I know it's hard to balance it all, but you are doing what you're meant to be doing. I just love that. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. You know what to do. Do I? No, I'm just kidding. Okay. In all battles of the heart over the mind, go with your heart, because truly it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. A whole lot. Not that I don't love your mind, the universe. With this, it's interesting. The first message that I feel like I get with this is like sometimes we get so caught in doing what we feel like we're expected to do, right? Like, and what we expect things to look like and what we expect things to be, instead of allowing ourselves to feel and allow things to be what they are, and to just like love them unconditionally, love them for what they are, who they are, you know? So when it says, you know what to do, it's really challenging to me. It's challenging what we think we know, how we think things to be, and allow it to be what it is, and fall in love with what it is without needing to change it. I also feel there's a truck driving by, but also I just looked at the clock and it's 13:33. I also feel like with this card, with this message, it's like, you know what to do. I think it's really challenging our reality when it comes to discovery. When it's like, you know what to do, to me, in your reading, I feel like the problem is assuming and making assumptions about something or someone before you even consider the fact that maybe you don't know this person as well as you think that you do. Even if you've been in a relationship for like 20 plus years, why don't you not assume that you know that person in and out? Because that person has grown in those 20 years. They should have, you know, or you have grown. So when it says you know what to do, I feel like in this case it's more about discovery, you know, truly, and approaching things from the heart instead of the mind. You'll find what you seek. This is confirmation for those who are single and mingling. Those you love you. This is so interesting because that whole idea of the friendship message is really, to me, highlighting the fact that there is a friend or someone here that you're already in a relationship with, meaning like maybe not romantic, but like you have a connection with them already. 6 of Cups. And this is confirming that they love you too. Like the feelings are mutual. It's reciprocated. If you were to talk to this person, like, and that's the other thing too, this assumption here, like, oh, you know, this has been my friend for 20 years. There's no way that they could love me. You don't know that, you know, you don't know that. If you were to sit down and have a conversation with them and tell them how you feel, I think you'd be surprised what you would discover and how much you guys have in common when it comes to this risk on like, well, what if we ruin it? Like, what if we ruined a good thing by falling in love, you know? Wow, I love this, actually. This is a very incredible love story. When it says you'll find what you seek, I find that in this message, this has a lot to do with you'll find what you seek in another person. You'll find what you seek in this person, and I think it'll surprise you. For someone here who's in a love relationship already, and again, you're getting this message about discovery and rediscovery within the relationship, you're going to find that spark. You will find the ability to romance. You will find the ability to come together. And you'll know what to do. Like, you'll literally know what to do when you see the spark. You'll know what to do with it. Sometimes you could be in a love relationship with someone and just feel like you're fumbling, you know, because you're vulnerable again. Sometimes it's harder than starting a new relationship. What would love do? Exactly. What would love do? So it's not what our minds would do. It's not what our parents would do or the person down the street would do. It's what would love do? Like, what would the love within you do? From that place, you will have all the answers. From that place, you'll find what you seek. When you ask yourself, if I move from a space of love, what would I do? Like, if I based all of my actions from a place of love, what would those actions look like? What steps would I take? And really trusting in that. The next card we have is do something new, do something different. That's so funny. So we definitely have some more energy here about new love, newness here. If you're single and looking for a relationship, Let's say this is not a friend that's coming into your life. This is soulmate. This is soulmate. We have past lives together. We've lived, we've loved. We're coming together once again in this life. To me, I feel like there's something here worth exploring. Or someone is worth, especially King of Cups. Anytime we see the King of Cups, like, that's marriage material written all over it. Whether you are trying to get married or not, it's a really good sign. Really good sign. Yeah, but either way, it's the space of discovery. And when it comes to self-love, that message of self-love, I really do see that. I feel like by changing the narrative about yourself and changing how you talk about yourself, like the quirky parts of yourself, falling in love with yourself again, you would just find so much more to love about yourself, especially in this life is so short. Like, why find ways to not like yourself when we can find ways to love ourselves, you know? Again and again, like, oh my God, I'm discovering this about myself. I thought I knew everything about me. I thought I knew everything about my partner, and I just discovered that I'm actually hilarious. And then you sign up for an improv class, and you're just like, damn, look at me excelling. Change. Wow. Know when to move to a new shell, especially if yours no longer fits. Explore. Oh my God, guys. Listen. So those cards really speak for themselves. Really do. I feel like for someone here, you need to ask the question, so how do you feel about me? Like, I'm starting to feel this. Are you feeling the same way? For someone here, it's about re-falling in love with your current partner and asking them questions, going on a date and exploring them as if it's the first time. And then when it comes to ourselves, we're not assuming that we know everything about ourselves. We are open to discovering who we are now after we've changed so much, and we're asking questions and listening to the answer within our hearts. So my voice is going out, but I would love to read this card to you. This is your last oracle message. Ooh, the Father. Oh my goodness, with the King of Cups too. That goes side by side, hand in hand. I love the King of Cups energy. My partner is a King of Cups. I always used to date and be attracted to King of Swords characters and King of Pentacles characters because that's who I was and that's what I was comfortable with. And I wasn't ready for the King of Cups. And then I dated the King of Cups, and then he turned into the Emperor. How funny. Okay. The real power to begin anything in your life is ultimately yours. Though you may be influenced, blocked, or gifted with opportunities, it's up to you to create the action needed for making a foray out into the world. Perhaps patience is needed or more study before your plans can unfold, or maybe you're trying to do something that is not truly aligned with your passions, values, and calling. The Father takes time to make trusted decisions that others can rely on. They are courageous and capable while inspiring a quiet type of leadership that is comforting and steadfast. The question here is, what are the useful lessons I have learned in life from an authority higher than myself? The meanings and uses connect to protection, courage, guidance, study, and authority, connected to Capricorn, Saturn, Uranus, and Demeter. Probably not saying that correctly. I've always loved Capricorn energy and Saturn energy when it comes to love relationships. Like I said, like I love, I was really always attracted to the King of Swords and the King of Pentacles energy, because it's so stable, it's so solid, it's so steadfast. You can count on it, and for me, that's safe. I'm not someone who likes to get swept away in my emotions. I'm a Virgo, after all. I like to analyze and process. I feel safer when things don't change and things aren't so passionate. So I relate to this reading for you guys when it's like, I need the steadfast, I need the loyalty, I need the commitment, I need you to know exactly what it is that you want. What I really like, though, is the commitment, the bond to exploring a space with someone that you can count on. And that's really what it is that I'm seeing here. Also, you being someone that is stable, you being someone that is consistent, you being someone who is solid. and you know what you want, but also brave in order to ask the questions of, I still want you, or I do want love, and I want to take the risk and open up and be optimistic and hear what you have to say and invite that into my life. So also for someone here, you may be needing to bring it to the universe and manifest this, a Capricorn type of energy or Saturn influenced person. All right, my loves, so that is your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you love to get channeled messages more often from me, Behati Love Notes is definitely there for you. It's my membership, my little collective. I'll link it down below. Until then, do make sure that you are still subscribed to my YouTube channel, because there's plenty more videos where this came from, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Moving on to message number 2. My loves, if you chose the second message, this is your download. Like I said in the very beginning, I'm going to be live shuffling for you. Let me go ahead and crank this up. Oh, your cards definitely are jumping out. The number that's coming through for you is 333. First card we have is 9 of Swords, King of Swords, Knight of Swords. My goodness. Someone is definitely in their heads versus their heart here when it comes to their love life. Can you please clarify the Knight of Swords for me? Knight of Swords. Queen of Cups. Clarify the King of Swords for me. King of Wands. Can you please clarify the 9 of Swords? Temperance card. And the Tower card. Okay. I never liked the Tarot card, Tower card in this deck, because to me, it's offensive, but we're going to move past that. I forgot that that card is in here. Moving past that, I do want to say with the Knight of Swords, King of Swords, 9 of Swords, I feel like masculine energy is prevalent in this reading, right? Masculine energy in this case represents the part of you that's logical, analytical, moves to action, trying to call the shots. And I wonder if that, I wonder where this is coming from. For someone here, you may feel a little defensive. I'm also feeling like the energy needs to be kind of balanced out, especially with the Temperance card showing up, where you may need to, in your love relationships, things need to be even. Things need to be reciprocated. Like you're the person that you're with, whoever is listening right now, whether you're single or in a relationship already, your partner, what you're asking of your partner, they have to be able to give it. What you're asking of your partner, you should be capable of giving it yourself. If not, then we have an unequally yoked relationship, and the balance is getting disturbed. There's nothing that we can do to pull out or to extract from someone who doesn't wish to give to you what you want, or doesn't have the capacity to give you what it is that you're asking for, and vice versa. That's one message. Another message that it is that I'm feeling here is someone here could really use some grounding time and recentering, coming back to themselves, especially if they feel like they're giving a lot. Someone here may be trying to get to the next level in their relationship, or trying to make something happen in their love life, when it's not so much about your will as much as it is this the universe's will for us? Is this the divine's will for your life? if not, then again, it's like trying to pull blood out of a rock. The King of Swords is actually, it's interesting because I don't necessarily see this as a person. And if this is a person, they're very detached, emotionally detached. And it's hard to get that person to express their feelings, to be soft in their feelings, to be kind, to be thoughtful, because they're very much, they might be focused on their business, their work, and their tasks, their responsibilities. Romance doesn't tend to be their number one focus. They may be working on their goals, their ambition. Meanwhile, you have the Queen of Cups, who, I don't know if you can see this, but she's like nurturing this man. I wonder if there's an aspect of a relationship or an aspect of something that you're dealing with where you're nurturing and giving more to it than it is giving in return. And you have to really analyze if what you're trying to pull out of this person or from your love life is emotionally available. Are you emotionally available? If you feel like you're emotionally available and you're chasing someone or trying to get something out of someone, then you have to ask yourself, am I actually emotionally available? Because you are choosing to run after something that is not a fully choosing you. And I think that this is where the Tower card steps forward, because it says, it's in your power, especially in the positions of the future. It's in your power to change things up and shift things. The change will probably come from you. If you are anxious in a relationship, you have to ask yourself, why do I tolerate that? Why do I allow that? And for someone here, your answer may be love, right? Because I love them, because I want a relationship with them, because I want this. But love, real love, is not reciprocated. It has a lot of freedom attached to it. So even if the energy is not reciprocated, you allow it to go and do what it needs to do to rebalance itself. And if it chooses you again, then you have your answer and you guys can start a relationship together. But sometimes true love means I have to let you go. The interesting thing is, like, the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, and Nine of Swords is asking you to ask yourself that question. What do I need to do to balance this out? And when you begin to balance things out, and when you begin to ask yourself that question, remember that you can't force someone to give to you if they're not willing to give it, or they're not willing to receive it themselves. The King of Wands is very locked in on their goal. That goal could be pursuing and protecting you, your relationship. It could be chasing after their goals, their dreams, their ambition. Whatever it is, that person, that they know what their priority is. You would have already seen it by now. If you are not their priority, then I don't see that changing and shifting, and if it's giving you anxiety, then I don't see that situation changing. If anything changes, it's you saying enough is enough, and I need to balance myself out because I'm nurturing this person more than the relationship itself is worth. So that's a message for someone here, and that's a hard message. That's a hard pill to swallow. When it comes to being single, someone here needs to really, I don't want to say get clear on what they want. Sorry guys, I'm still recovering from the flu. Well, I feel fully recovered, but my throat is not 100%. When it comes to being single and seeking, I want to tell you that it will be in your best interest to soften a little bit more. Someone here may really be wanting and willing to attract, especially Queen of Cups, King of Wands, Temperance card. This is about finding you're locked in on your goal of attracting your better half, your soulmate, your twin flame, the love of your life partner. I do see someone here approaching it from a detached perspective, meaning like, okay, if I want to find love, then I got to do this, 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 and this. Oh, yeah, Cardinal. I'm going to lift this up so you can see your friend. Yay. What a cutie. Good morning. I love you. Good baby. Oh, bye. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Yeah. With the King of Swords and with the Knight of Swords and Nine of Swords, it's almost like applying logic so that you can have in your mind like a successful outcome to get what you want. But really what you're doing is protecting yourself. And really what you're doing in protecting yourself is you're creating a wall. And the universe, what I need you to know is that the universe is going to surprise you. It's love in all its many forms is not, it can't be contained. It can't be predictable or predicted. You can see it coming in the cards or your intuition or whatever. You can kind of see certain traits, but love always has a way of catching us off guard and making us feel very vulnerable. That's what you can expect. If you are not comfortable with being open, like having your heart open and being vulnerable and challenging your fears, then you got to get to that place in order to quote unquote be successful in love. This little bird is back. I see you. Just like this little bird just kind of is, you can't see him, it's a boy. Just like this little bird is kind of, ooh, and he brought his girlfriend. This is the same couple from yesterday. They showed up during Behati Love Notes reading. It's so cute. Hopefully you'll see her soon. She's so pretty. He's like bright red and she's like this orange, like this fall color. She's like a ginger. She has this beautiful ginger color. And they just do everything together. Oh, look at you. I see you. So cute. Sorry guys, like literally I just sit here and talk to the birds in the window. It's weird. Anyway, you'll probably see them in a second. They're helping themselves to a snack over on this side. Anyway, if your message, point blank period, is love. If you're not open to being surprised by love, then you might not be ready for love. And you are ready for love. So be open to being surprised by love. Okay? All right. Let me shuffle from this deck here, which is Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. If love scares the shit out of you, good. It's supposed to. That means that you're challenging yourself. You're stretching yourself. You're growing yourself for the sake of love. It means that you're vulnerable. It means that you found something worth feeling for. Love isn't something that is safe, and in that you become safe. Honor thyself. Oh, you can't even see the cards, I'm sorry. Honor thyself. For those of you guys that are in relationships that don't feel loving, that's your message right there. Honor thyself. Do not be in a space that dismisses you, diminishes you, is not safe for you. When it says keep it simple, honestly, a lot of the answers that you are seeking are simple. They're simple questions. Like, does this feel loving? Does this feel good to me? If the answer is no, you have your answer. You need to honor yourself. It's not only about being right. With this card, I'm going to read the back of it to you. It says, in all tests of character, when two viewpoints are pitted against each other in the final analysis, the thing that will strike you the most is not who was right or wrong, strong or weak, wise or foolish, but who went to the greater length in considering the other's perspective. So it's like when you love someone, when you really love someone, you don't, when you argue or when you talk to them, it's not about being right or wrong. It's about making sure that the other person feels seen, heard, and loved. That's how you know that that person loves you, that they put their ego aside in order to really hear and make sure that you feel seen, and vice versa. That's how you know you're ready for love, when you're willing to put your ego aside in order to approach another person with your heart on your sleeve. The last thing we have here is things are not as they appear, and I was not expecting that. Speaking of surprises, it says the lower the price of your love, the higher its value. I feel like this is saying that there's more options or more things to be discovered here than you realize. Let's look into the sea melodies. And all the cards that I'm using will be linked down below. Honor yourself. That message right there is really sticking out to me. Honor yourself. Does this honor me, or does this dishonor me? Oh, little birdie visiting us. You're a little nervous, and I understand. I totally understand. Okay. The ocean, be beautiful, mysterious, wild, and free. That's really what love is, though. It's like the depth. Like, real love has so much depth to it. And even though it's dangerous, you still find yourself as a mermaid willing to swim in its depths. Explore. Maps show what has already been discovered. Go another way. Dream. Follow your yearning for the deep blue sea. It's interesting with the word dream here that for some people, someone here is going to reject this message, and it's really meant for them. Some people are willing to live in a dream instead of living in this world and really taking a risk to put themselves out there. For example, let's say they watch or read romance novels. It's like they lose themselves in the romance novel, which is not a bad thing. But when they are facing people to truly love in this life, because it's not the romance novel, they reject a great love because it's not a dream, because it's not the storybook. And I feel like with the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords and the Nine of Swords, someone here may be looking for, and it's not that you can't have great love, you will. But sometimes when you try to compare it to this falseness, a fairy tale story, you miss out on great love because it's not like this fallacy that you're looking for, when in reality, it's not that you do or don't want that. It's like you find that like nothing could ever meet those expectations. So it's really you just kind of preventing love from entering into your life, because it's never, the people who enter your life are never good enough. Or you expect someone to declare love in this great romantical way when they're telling you that they love you, or there's a very awesome person in front of you who's amazing that you could build a life with, but they're not wearing, they don't fit the description. And I think that there's a lot of people here, not a lot, but I think that there's enough people within this group chat that we've got going on right now who would choose to fall in love with fairy tales and books instead of taking a risk and falling in love with a real person in this life that they would be making their own story. And sometimes they lose themselves. Oh, there she is. Oh, crap. Darn. The girlfriend or the wife cardinal came up. Some people would be willing to trade in real life for a book, and then they end up, it's really just them. They want a great love, but it's really them preventing and blocking love from entering into their life, because in their eyes it'll never be good enough, and they make it so much harder for a good person to love them and show up for them. And essentially what I'm saying is, write your own love story and apply that message to if you're in a relationship right now or not. The Sage. Okay, I'm going to angle this so hopefully you guys can see the bird when it lands. And I'm going to read to you the card. It's so funny. Normally the birds are up against the window, but I moved it closer to the window, so they're just like adjusting to the change. And that was a little selfish of me on my part, because I want them to feel safe. So I may actually push it further away from the window, because I don't want them to be uncomfortable. Okay. Listen well, as you are being given the help and knowledge you require. It's just not in the form you are seeking. Yo, did I not say that? And I literally felt so bad as I was saying that message just now out loud to you guys, because sometimes I feel like I'm a little too real, but like, that's who I am. You guys know that. But so anyway, it's confirming what it is I just said. Listen well, as you are being given the help and knowledge you require. It's just not in the form that you are seeking. Also, open yourself to your inner sage, as here also lays the ways best attuned to your most authentic path forward. You may find great benefit in taking time out for yourself, retreating from a situation, or even going on a holiday or short trip. The sage retreats to a place where they can absorb the learnings made on journeys undertaken. So cute. I'm sorry. He's just really trying. You're so brave. Okay. They are ready for the seekers who will open their hearts and minds to the possibilities that come from a willingness to live the truth. Hi, baby. There she is. I knew that she would show up before we were done. You're just so beautiful. Okay, bye. I hope you guys are able to see her. Okay. The question is, who or what can you turn to for advice, and why do you honor their wisdom? The meanings of this card are wisdom, rest, detachment, truth, and education. And that is really King of Swords and Knight of Swords. Wisdom, detachment, truth, and education. You're learning something about yourself and love and relationships right now, and maybe even why you're guarded and defensive. And why, I think a question too here is, why do I find this type of person safe? Is it really safe, or is it what I'm comfortable with? What makes me feel safe in a relationship? What do I need in a relationship? Is that really what I need or what I'm used to? This group, if you chose this, it's really like calling for you to deeply understand yourself. Also to change things up in a big way. All right, my loves. So that is your reading. I hope that it has provoked growth deep within you, as my readings tend to do. If you would love to have more channeled messages very similar to this one, especially messages that invoke growth and journaling and manifestation, then consider BehatiLife Notes group, my little collective. It's similar to Patreon, however, it's a platform that I've created. I'll leave the links down below. I also pull charts, astrology charts for that collective daily. It's written horoscopes and messages that they benefit from. So definitely check that out. The cards that I was shuffling and pulling from will be linked down below. And make sure that you are still subscribed to this YouTube channel, because there's plenty more videos where this came from. Moving on to message number 3. All right, my loves, if you chose the 3rd card, this is your message. Remember, I'm going to be live shuffling for you. focusing on love and relationships, whether you're single, paired up, or just loving on yourself. You're getting the number 777717. That card was almost flipped up, upside down. One more. 7. Okay, let's see. I think my little one just woke up. She's with the nanny right now, so hopefully it stays quiet enough, but we shall see. Okay, the first cards we have 8 of Pentacles. This was reversed though. 3 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Hanged Man, reversed. Justice card. High Priestess. 6 of Cups, reversed. Okay. For the message here when it comes to your love life, I just dropped one of my oracle decks. The message here when it comes to your love life is interesting. This has a lot to do with fairness and longevity. Fairness in a relationship. Interesting. Why fairness? I think someone here, you're going to need some time for yourself. Whether you're in a relationship or single, I think Spirit is talking about you taking a little bit extra time for yourself and really enjoying the time before you start sharing your life with someone else. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like there's a need to kind of pull away for a minute and kind of come back to yourself. It's interesting because when you're in a love relationship, in the beginning, you give a lot of yourself to your relationship, to developing and understanding each other and growing yourself and the other person together, intertwined, you're growing like weeds around each other or vines around each other. And this is, if it's a vine, if you two are vines, you guys are 2 blooming vines. One's blooming yellow, the other one's blooming purple. And I feel like you need to focus on your flowers. Giving to yourself what you need before you consider giving more of yourself to another person. This is going to help with a lot of longevity, like the longevity of a relationship. For this to be the message for a love life, for your love life, it's really important because this to me represents a relationship that has a lot of longevity. 10 of Pentacles is the card of marriage. 8 of Pentacles reversed or upright in this situation represents working towards the relationship, like kind of chipping away at the relationship. But I feel like there's a need to kind of focus on the self, a need to kind of focus on your own pleasure, like your own needs, before you start sharing that with another person. I just heard the words for someone here, like taking a time out, meaning like kind of, even as I'm looking at this, the High Priestess and the cat represents independence. I don't see you being, it's interesting because I don't see someone being single here. I do see I see someone with a very active life or active interests, a lot of things that they do that bring them joy outside of a relationship. And this is the message for the love life, which is so interesting. I feel like this is you focusing on your interests, your hobbies, your money, your business, and building side by side simultaneously with someone who matches in energy and effort. They're doing the same thing. And that's where you guys find common ground. I feel like it's interesting, the Eight of Pentacles feels like a warning. It feels like if you are if you are focusing so much on building the relationship or building love, then other things that are important will fall off to the wayside, and like those things are too great to lose, or to lose momentum on them. The right love and the right relationship will be building simultaneously beside you. I kind of am being called to kind of reference myself in my own relationships. My partner is a business owner. He owns 2 restaurants, and they're working on a third. And they have an opportunity to create a 4th with his business partners. And if I wasn't as ambitious as I am in my life, and if I didn't set intention for someone who was just as equally as ambitious as I am, that could have been a problem in our relationship, because he spends a lot of time focusing on his business goals. But really the blessing is that it allows me the time to do what I feel called to do here in this life, is to focus on my goals and my purpose and helping people, right? And then we come together as a family unit, and then we talk about our business, and we also ping pong ideas back and forth with each other, and it makes us better business owners outside of each other. And that's something that creates a lot of it solidifies us, because we not only see the value in each other as romantic partners, but also as building something substantial and establishing something outside of each other. And I feel like that's what you are being called to kind of mirror here and do, or Spirit is encouraging you and highlighting that about your life right now. If you're single, your goals and your ambition are going to be very important to your relationship, because your partner is just as equally ambitious as you are, or they too need time to themselves, just like you need time for yourself to restore. You might be an introvert. You may be someone who wants a relationship but doesn't want to give away your private time, your quiet time, and you won't have to. Spirit is saying to put your needs first, because they end up, in this relationship reading, they end up being very beneficial. There's a way to figure this out. There is a path to walk to help you to figure this out. You're not going to have to choose your career, your interests, your goals, or a relationship. You'll be able to have the best of both worlds. If you are single, focus, and I know like this is the worst message, because when I was single and I was manifesting love and could feel it getting closer every single day, I would get more and more impatient, being like, okay, where are you? I could feel them, so it was really hard for me to tell myself every single day to focus on what I've got going on and continue building, and that the person will come within days. And they always did. I always manifested. The High Priestess here. So someone here, you may be working your magic, setting intentions similar to what I have, what I've done. I use my love spells, my love spell oil, and my love candle. I'll link that down below, because I think I opened up for the love oil for Valentine's Day. If not, I will. The roses that I use are actually from my garden. They are soaking right now in the oil since Valentine's Day. So I haven't wrapped and packed any. But yeah, anyway, High Priestess is about working your magic and setting intention, and allowing that to make its way towards you while you're living your life, while you take your hands off the wheel, while you allow things to unfold in the way that they should and the way that they will, which is in the best interest for everyone involved. So I really feel like you keeping yourself busy and you having interest, like outside interests, and manifesting and putting it out to the universe exactly what it is that you want and need is going to be the best thing. If you are already in a relationship, don't neglect your magic. Some of you guys, and I'll speak to this too, I definitely, once I manifest my relationship, my house, and our child, and our family dynamic, at that point it's just like, okay, what else do I need? It's like I stop working my magic and I just start practicing gratitude. But it's important that oftentimes you continue to have conversations with the divine, your angels and your guides and your ancestors. That way they're not being neglected just because you have everything that you asked for and more, just because you're living in your blessing right now. You don't need to necessarily ask for things, but continue to have a conversation and continue to honor them. And, you know, ask for protection and ask for blessing, because there's still more fruit for you to eat in your life. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'm actually going to start shuffling from this deck right here. Notes from the universe on love and connection. Let's go ahead and see what is the message. This card definitely wants to jump out, as well as this one. I also am getting a message here about someone needing to be kind. So if you are in a relationship, make sure that you're not snipping at your partner. If you are single, make sure that you're not snipping at people or being mean. You have what it takes. I love that. This has a lot to do with voice, though, like throat chakra. Honor yourself. Then you have everyone is doing their best. Exactly. That's so funny. You might not know now, but you will. That's so funny. There's a lot of throat chakra energy here. So watching your words, watching how you say things, making sure that you're being kind, making sure that what you're saying matches how you feel, like it's a reflection of how you feel, and making sure that you're being patient with other people, especially with everyone is doing their best. Someone here, if you are about to attract love, you may find a really nice person. I'm really getting a strong message here. You're about to attract someone who's really nice, but something about them may make you snip at them, and they're just like ooh, like they withdraw their hand real quick, but they're just like Eminem, and you're just like, I'll take it. That's so funny. But yeah, I high-key actually love this reading because it's funny. Okay, you might not know now, but you will. Clarify, please. I'm actually going to shuffle from this deck and see what this is about. You might not know now, but you will. Please excuse the fact that my tarot decks, oracle decks, are not all organized. I actually like them better that way, even as a Virgo. Life and death, controversy, paradox. Something here is going to be different than what you expect. Something here is definitely, a relationship here is definitely evolving, transforming, transitioning. Be kind to yourself, to your partner as this is happening. I also feel like keeping busy will help a lot. Let's look at the Mermaid Tarot. It's not Mermaid Tarot. It's the Mermaid Oracle. If there's something that is off balance in this relationship, not fair, you know what? Someone here might be splitting up from a relationship in order to be with someone that they're actually meant to be with. Interesting. Interesting. That is a very controversial message. It's like, if you feel like a lack of love or passion, in time, you're going to be introduced to someone who is very much a soulmate, even if that means that you have to split with someone that you're with now. Interesting. Determination. Don't be afraid of the rising tide. It will soon recede. Yeah, especially with you, have what it takes. Recharge. Wow. See, there's nothing like a walk on the beach to soothe your soul. It's about pulling away, separating, and doing what you need to do for yourself. Focusing on what you need to focus on. Self-care, wow. Drowning doesn't always require water. I stand by what it is that I said. I say this every single time I'm doing a reading with someone, and the messages kind of get a little controversial, or they're tricky or interwoven and kind of not the easiest ones to deliver. I'll just be like, oh, I stand by on what it is that I say. But sometimes I feel like I'm a little harsh, I guess, but then the cards clarify what I'm saying, like self-care, recharge, determination. When it happens, you're going to be happy that it happens. Someone needs to hear that. Very, very interesting. Let me look to see what card you have here. The Oracle. The Giver. But did you see how it was reversed? Interesting. I think you're about to receive something new. Slow down the rhythm of your life and give yourself more time, more love, and understanding, and make sure the patterns you've already created are serving you well. You could find that this is a good time to take on additional training, and those in such a position could be drawn to teach you what they know. Be wary of neglecting your own needs at the moment. The Giver is committed to community and to the care and support of others and their surrounds. They are dedicated to creating strong, lasting legacies that can ensure the longevity of what they care about. Your question here is, what do you hope your legacy will be? The meanings of this card are education, generosity, legacy, community, compassion, connected with Cancer, the astrological sign Cancer, Kuan Yin, Demeter, Clementia. To me, this represents giving into your your purpose. That could be your business, but focusing on what you have to give to the world. Also giving to yourself outside of the relationship, outside of love, and watching how the right person is giving into their situation, and it doesn't take away from you guys. If it does, this might not be your person, and you are going to be separating to be with the right person. And for someone here, you might choose yourself. This has a whole intuitive reading written all over it. My books are currently closed, but I highly suggest that you shuffle on this energy a little further and see what Spirit has to share. Feel free to let us know down in the comments what you pull for yourself. One day my books will open up, and if you want to, we could work together. But right now I'm still on my maternity and really enjoying it. But I'll be back. Until then, if you love this reading, you are more than welcome to check out Behati Love Notes. It's my little community. It's similar to Patreon, where I shuffle and pull for a small collective. Not only do we shuffle tarot and the cards, but I'm pulling the astrology charts and doing daily astrological predictions for the collective. We also talk about some of the more difficult transits and how it's going to impact the globe, and what you can do now to prepare, not in like a conspiracy theory type of way or being fearful, but being prepared, you know. So there's that. I will link that down below. Until then, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Make sure that you're still subscribed to this YouTube channel. This reading has really got me thinking about you guys. Wow. I'm sending you all of my love. Please let me know how this is panning out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.